Okay, team. So for the purpose of this opening range breakout practical application, we're going to basically do um, what the opening range does, which is basically we're looking for a breakout of a zone. So if we have a zone here, we're looking for price to break out of the zone and give us the opportunity to enter a trade, and then and from there we'll just have to manage. So for this particular example, I'm going to assume that we do not have a trade plan. So this is what we're looking for. We're looking for a breakout or breakdown of the area. This is essentially what we're looking for. On the name is opening range breakout. So it's either breaking out of the range, and we're looking for a break and retest and continuation. So that's what the opening range does. In theory. That's exactly what we're going to be looking for this particular scenario. So the range that I'm going to use is a 30-minute range, like we discussed in the material that I cover with you. So we're looking for 30 minutes. That's what we're looking for, okay? And I'm gonna do a quick demo and see how it looks like at the moment we take a trade. So we're going to go Friday RTH. RTH, as I stated in the course, is basically the regular trading hours of the U.S. session, which is from 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until 4 o'clock. That's why you see these gaps here in price because the NDX, the Nasdaq index, um, stops trading at 4 o'clock. So 1600 opens at 9:30. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go to Thursday actually, and this is the pattern that we're looking for. Okay, a breakout or a breakdown, and we're gonna be trading that. Um, we don't have, assuming that we don't have a trade plan for this particular scenario, so we're just gonna have to trail a stop, and trust that the position will go in our favor. All right, so we'll see. Let's go to Thursday. So this is Thursday here, and there's two ways to address this. So we're going to Thursday here, 9:30. Okay, so we're gonna draw this on 9:30 to 10 o'clock. So this is the opening 9:30. I'm gonna look for 10 o'clock. So 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and 10 o'clock is the low of the inside the 10 o'clock, which ends right here. Is the low? The high point of the 10 o'clock is 9:30 to 10 is right there. So we're going to determine that to be resistance. It's going to determine that to be support. So I'm going to create a box here, and we're going to highlight this area. All right. So and we're going to just change the color here and just make it like that. So that is a 30-minute candle if you want to be technical. Or this is just a 30-minute range. The top portion is resistance, the bottom portion is support until proven differently. Okay, so we're looking for a breakout of the range, and like I was explaining in this concept here, so we're looking for. I'll do it again anyways, so you can see what I'm referring to. So we're looking for a break and retest. We're looking for a break, retest, so we can take a position. That's what we're looking for. That is the pattern that we're looking for. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through a couple of scenarios here, and the one thing that we have to find here is the midpoint. The reasons why I recommend finding the midpoint is because we don't want to use the entire range as a stop loss for a trade that is going against us. And I'm going to elaborate it a little more. This is the same concept that you would use with the aggressive entry, which is the midpoint of the first 5 minutes. I still draw the midpoint for the first 30 minutes. So we're going to draw that in here, and I'm just going to make it yellow. So that's the midpoint. We can also use the midpoint for entries. So, but as a that's gonna be like an aggressive intermediate strategy, not necessarily something that is applicable to a beginner. All right, so what we're looking here, and what we're looking for is for opportunities to trade to the upside or trade to the downside. Long positions will look like this. We using the midpoint as a stop, and here a short position. We're looking for short positions to develop to the downside, and you're still using the same midpoint for a stop. So two different trades and same concept. So that's we're using the midpoint here. All right. So as you can see here, um, let's just say for example, it looks like in here we have a. I'm gonna switch over to a 2 minutes. I normally don't use 1 minute. All right. So break and retest. Okay. All right. It looks like we're gonna have a couple of opportunities. All right, so I'm gonna just do. The cool thing about TradingView is has some a replay feature here that allows you to do some market replay. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring price all the way down to like here, and we're gonna run this at a. Let's just make it 1 bar per second. So let's go back here and let's hit play. See how we started here. So again, this 30 minutes doesn't start until we go above this area. I have a buy and a sell button here. So we'll see what happens. All right, so broke down. I sold there. I got stop loss. Probably right here. I'm flat. Let me see if it comes back and retest. I bought here. There comes a point that you protect your position. So we're still above the range, which is fine. We're in profits. We're nicely in profit, so you can see. At this point, the position should be a break even. So let's just flatten that position. If it breaks below this, then I have to become a seller on the retest. Okay, so retest here, I should be looking for a short position right there. Let's see what happens. It went above this, so at this point I should be going flat, but it never hit the yellow line here. This is what we use for position. So because remember we're looking for this. So this is 50 points. This actually is a very decent trade. Unfortunately, this allows me to move the stop loss and everything. So this is pretty cool. So I have my stop here. This look at this. This actually materializes to something great. I didn't even know. So I have my stop like probably somewhere here. It doesn't let you place though. But this was over. I'm gonna stop it here. This is gonna pause it. This was a great trade because this was over 100 points from the breakout from here. 112 points. In the Nasdaq, each point is $20, so this would have been over $2,000. But again, I don't. have a trade plan, so I don't know when do I stop the trade. You know, I mean, you can say, well, I wanna I won 50 points. Well, I won 30 points, whatever the case may be. So because I have a lot of experience, I will be looking for, let's just say, I don't know if it's gonna hit, but let's just say that I'm looking for this area here, this the top of this candle, which is the day prior day. Actually, the prior day high is here. So I'm looking for this bar, 449, to be my target, and it's just hit. I guess that's the reasons why you're seeing a reaction. So I should be getting out right here on 94 points. So this was a good trade. Okay, let's, as you can see here, this will have been a short position from here, and the stop will have been, like I told you, the midpoint. It's important to draw the midpoint. I will probably use the previous high of this candle here. Let me zoom out here. We'll have probably used this one here as a reference. That's why I put it here. And this yellow line that I drew here will have been my midpoint my target, because I'm making reference to the previous day high, which is right here. Say I just look for that, as a visual reference. That's why it's important to have a trade plan, because otherwise, like, I had to find that. But if I had a trade plan, I would know exactly where to stop my trade. All right, so let's just say we have a successful trade for now, so we can actually close that trade, and let's continue playing it. So really nothing to do for us here. We're looking to become sellers here, and because you don't have a trade plan, you don't know where can you potentially be a buyer. Like, I will say that this was a buy here, but look, the day is pretty much over, and we're into Friday now. Um, so I'm just gonna pause this here, because if you had a trade plan, like for me, for example, I will be looking for previous day high to be a target, and I will have probably bought this area here as I close this position. I will have waited for this to happen, which is the same thing I just told you here. Break above, retest, and boom, I'll be targeting the low, that area there. It never happened, but nonetheless, this was a nice 70-point trade. So that's what I would have been looking for. Now, where would the stop be in this particular trade? Um, this will have been a long position from here. Obviously, I'll be targeting that, and never materialized, but the stop will have been here, covering the previous bar or the previous low, swing low. 70 points, 20 points of risk. I never got there, but you know what? Let's say that you got out at the end of the day. I mean, this is nowhere to go. I told you that the session closes here, so you held to the end of the day. You basically, won that trade. Didn't hit your target, but it was nice. So you got the short and the long. Uh, this line obviously was not generated by anything, but it will have been a good line to trade from, just because it was the previous day high, and it just went back down and retested it. So that's just happened from this area here. So this would have been a buy. I actually didn't get a chance to do that buy, but this would have been a buy, and you have probably gotten this came back down too fast, broke above it. Nothing here, broke above it. This would have been a nice 40-point trade. A little tricky because, again, when you get to the intermediate level, you're going to be able to see how you can use this line here as a point of reference, because For me, I would have probably gotten long from here. And the moment that it did this, broken retest in this level hold, and I would have maximized that trade for, you know, I don't know how many points again. It's hard to tell. But after 20, I would have probably gotten taken out right here. Uh, I would have been trailing, but it's 20 points. Sometimes you got to pick your spots, but keep in mind that in the next sections you're gonna be introduced to um, the midpoint trade after the level is created, and you're gonna be able to see different applications of the opening range breakout. But in a sense, this is what you're looking for. You're looking for a breakout of the range, breaking retest. This will have been a lost trade here because it broke below. I will probably stop out for minus 22. This right because your stop will have been here. Here you bought and you probably after 10 points in the Nasdaq, I go to break even. So I will have probably, not made any money in that particular trade. Um, if you bought it from here when it broke out. So look, there's different ways to do that. The key is to be patient. The setup will come. You don't know when it's gonna happen, but look, it came right here, and that paid. That was the trade of the day right there, and actually paid twice because you went short and you also went long. So those are opportunities that market give you. That sometimes we have to be smart and just basically follow the rules that we have set up for our strategy. And statistically speaking, those rules will pay off. All right, once again, keep in mind, opening range breakout, breaking out of the range. In this case, we're using a 30-minute range. Like I said here, is exactly what we're looking for. Um, and then that application will keep you safe. It's not going to generate a lot of trades, which is something that I don't want you to do, is to overtrade when you first get started. But just keep an eye on the application of the strategy and practice it and practice and practice. TradingView has a great feature, like I show you. You can slow things down. Obviously, I have to do it a little fast because of the sake of time in the video. But you can slow things down, do it replay slowly. Set up your entries with limit orders and set up your stop exactly what I told you to, and just follow the plan. Follow the plan laid out by the strategy, and statistically speaking, you're gonna come on top. All right, so I will get back to you with the intermediate video. And then when you get to that section, you will be rewarded. All right, take care. Bye bye.